he's very famous physicist in the world, and he has made many excellent works in CP variation and new physics. This time he will give us 4 talks. And the first talk is the Invisible Higgs at LHC. And we welcome for the speech.
Thank you very much for inviting me again. Maybe some of you already see me because I was here 3 years ago, 2007. It was end of September, early October, something like about a similar time 3 years ago. At the time I was here about a week. So after a talk I toured around here, not far away, but the river, Erontia, and also the park across the river. And also I watched I went to the railway station. There's at the time I already told you there was the 1905 or something like that. There was a Korean patriot. He came here. He killed the Japanese prime minister at the railway station. That was history, okay? anyway, so I enjoyed last time for my visit, and this time again. This time actually comes a short time, but I hope I can give you some 4 talks, which I have done recently. So I hope you can enjoy my talks. If you have questions, please ask me anytime. So I know what is difficult to understand, what you cannot understand. So please interrupt me anytime. Okay? So I want to give more details. If nobody asks questions, then I assume everybody knows. Okay? So then I go past. Okay? So hopefully that's not good if you do not understand. So please ask questions. Okay. How do I change? How I change this? No? I have to change like this? This up, down, yeah. Okay, ready. Okay, I understand. This is Invisible Higgs at LHC. LHC is now just starting at Switzerland. Just starting now, so everybody knows what's going on, the news coming from there. So, but very soon, the machine, LHC, will produce lots of Higgs, if there is. Even though they produce Higgs, the detection of Higgs is separate, independent. Because what I want to talk today is assuming they produce lots of Higgs, but you cannot see it because of some reason, okay? I will explain that. You produce lots of Higgs, but you cannot see it. So I call it invisible Higgs at LHC. Okay? And already there is a kind of some evidence from the B2K transmission. That is Bell and Baba, this the Japan and the USA the experiment, or B-factor experiment. They produced lots of such events. They not lots of, but just evidence of this kind of B2K transmission. Now, missing could make some problems for the detection of Higgs. Okay, that's important. The work is with some Park is the postdoc at IPMU, and Kai Wan is also Chinese. He's in the also IPMU, the postdoc, and Go Hai Zhu. Okay? He was postdoc at KT long ago, some time ago, about 10 years ago, or 7, 8 years ago. I visited there and I met him, Go Hai. So I know him, so we worked together this time. Okay, anyway, this was the progress. Okay. Content review. First, I will say LHC is Higgs search machine. Okay, so Higgs search LHC, and then I will introduce some new physics which will evade Higgs. Okay, so there's lots of possibility new physics. I will introduce most simple new physics. Most simple new physics, which is some scalar. Okay, I will introduce real scalar field and this cosmological bound, and then also bound from B to K Lulu and B to K missing. This is, as I said, Berenbaum experiment, which will give also some bound on this real scalar. And then, if there is such a new physics, which will make some problems, Higgs such LHC, so Invisible Higgs LHC, and then I will conclude. Okay, this is maybe, as you already seen many times, this is kind of chi-square analysis from the lab 2. Okay, lab is this is at about 10 years ago. There was a lab 1 and lab 2 experiment at the south. Okay, they produced E plus E minus at root S energy center vessel 90 GeV or 200 GeV. So they produced first the G4, lots of jet particles, and then later they produced lots of WW. Okay, and then the lots of this precision experiment. From this precision electric measurement, they know indirectly, even though before really directly this detect the Higgs, they know somewhere there is Higgs. Such a Higgs mass would be somewhere around 85 GeV, something like the minimal chi-square is something like around 85 GeV with a plus minus 30, 40 GeV. This is chi-square analysis from the last of this precision method. I will show that. And then this is direct search. Okay? Direct search means they produce Higgs directly. Okay? And they cannot see the Higgs up to this, something like 114 GeV. So below this, they say there's no Higgs. But from the indirect, this precision measurement, they say Higgs must be here. Some conflict, but not much, because this large error here, something like 40 GeV. So there's not much conflict, but there is still something like if indirect precision measurement says Higgs around here, but you cannot see Higgs below this. That's present problems. Now, as I said previously, like this precision electric measurement means this kind of measurement. Like mg, the mass of G particles, and gamma G, the width of G particles, and the sigma hadron means like G goes to the old hadronic decays and how they last production, the cross sections, and R something, and for the backward symmetries, RB means the BB production relative to the hadronic production, RC means CCBA production relative to the old hadronic production. Such a way, there are lots of this kind of measurement. The W mass and width and time mass, all related as Higgs, actually. If we measure all this way, quantum corrections, tree level must be this one. But if we include indirectly with a kind of loop dial inside the Higgs there, so that will change this kind of measurement. So you can know the Higgs, okay? Because of Higgs, the prediction changes. That gives this kind of these diagrams like this, okay? They know if Higgs mass is around 85 GeV, then they can pick all this data correctly. Okay, that's what they say. So even though before you really detect Higgs directly, indirectly you know where is Higgs. Okay, that's what they did. Again, this is recent. Actually, this is only the last year, around the last summer. But this summer they all produce slightly different, not much different. That is something like standard model Higgs searches, and then this from lab exclusion, as I said, directly they cannot say 115 GB, 114 GB, something like that. And then they also, from the tevatron, they produce Higgs. Okay? Not only produce Higgs, but Higgs decay. So they production and the decay rate at this tevatron machine, then okay, around this 160, 170 GB, if Higgs mass is there, then they already see that. Okay? They haven't seen that, means they can exclude. They can exclude this mass range. So now Higgs is around here. Direct from direct searching, 114 to 160, and above 170. Okay? This is possible Higgs mass range. As I said, the precision measurement says Higgs is around here. Okay? 84 GB, 85 GB. Yes. Higgs must be around here with a large uncertainty, but it is excluded only. That's present situations. Okay, this as I just said, from direct searches, and then Higgs mass from best fit, and then this is from the tevatron exclusions. So, something complex, okay? Something strange. Maybe you say, okay, before you see that, you cannot say, okay, this is strange, because there's always something, some unexpected, something could happen. Now, in order to see the Higgs at tevatron or LHC, we have to first produce it from the QQ bar, like with some kind of G star or some things, and then there is G and Higgs like this. Is this called Higgs towers? Or something like proton or antiproton, they make this WW minus or GG and then Higgs like this. Or gluons making here T loop here because Higgs coupling is mass dependent. So heavier is better. So T in this Q is heavier one, and then produce Higgs like this. Or glue like this way. So there are many ways to produce Higgs. Okay, this is just Higgs production, not Higgs detection. Okay, this is just production. This will be the best because at LHC, large energies, energy something like 14 TeV, means the gluon is the last of the gluons produced because X, the fraction of the energy from the proton is so small that which can produce Higgs. X becomes down to something 10 to minus 3 or 10 to minus 4, which means this is large. So this is best. Okay? So we'll see that. This is at the tevatron. As I said, glue is the dominant one, which produces almost all Higgs. This way, depending on Higgs masses. Okay? And then glue pack like this W or Z, and then keep producing this way. So anyway, this is just depend on the structure functions too. Okay? And then time masses. Time mass is now well measured. But uncertainty is from these structure functions. Because how many the gluons inside protons that we call say this parameterize these structure functions. Okay, so like now we MRST or CTEP or some kind such the structure function for the how many proton, how many quarks or gluons inside protons. That you need that. That is actually uncertain. Okay. Now next, we'll see that this LHC, the 14 TeV, still uncertain, very uncertain now. Such now, more dominant, glue Higgs is more dominant. You can Higgs masses, Higgs is 1000 up to here is dominant. So Higgs mass around here, then this is quite about 1 or 2 orders more. So almost all the time, glue make Higgs. Okay? Now, even though you produce Higgs, that's not all. We have to detect Higgs. How? Higgs can be seen. You cannot see Higgs directly. Because Higgs is some kind of very evading particles, neutral, and then some things. There must be decay inside detector. If that does not detect the decay inside detector, you cannot see it. That kind is a dark matter. Also. This is not dark matter, you know that. So must decay inside this detector. Very fast decay. So we know that Higgs must decay to some things. One of us is the BB bar. Okay? Higgs produced the previous produced Higgs now decay to BB bar. Okay? That's dominant. Depend on Higgs masses. Higgs mass below 160 GeV. Now, over 160 GeV, Higgs can decay W, 2 W's, because W mass is around 80 GeV. Now, if Higgs is heavy enough to produce 2 W's, that is dominant. Huh? So, like, once over 160 GeV, dominant WW or GeV like this. Now, Higgs becomes over something 2 time masses. Time mass around 175 GeV. So it's that heavy, something 350, then now TT by side comes out. Now, below this one, they cannot produce W, so then light particle dominant now. Light waves BB bar, that's dominant one. Higgs decay to BB bar, because Higgs coupling is depending on the mass. So heavy one is better. So that's the reason Higgs decay to BB bar is dominant. And then later tau, slight light one. Glue is very difficult because glue mass is 0, but still decay. Like glue one, not directly to Higgs, not directly to glue, but Higgs inside top and then glue, like quantum decay. Okay, that's the reason slide down, okay, like this way, and then charm gamma. Gamma is massless, but still Higgs can decay to gamma, not directly. Through the gamma decay TT bar, and then like this triangle diagram, then decay to gamma. Such a way. So this gamma is very clean. Okay, unlike glue what this is. BB bar, you must say, oh, this is not big quark. Big quark instantly decay to lasso radiating gluons becomes jet. Okay, B jet, BB bar jet. It's very dirty. It's not easy to detect this is B or something else. So this is not easy one, but this one, very good. Glue, the photons, 2 photons. So this is actually best one. So best one would be like this way. Production, glue, Higgs, and then decay like this. Higgs decay to 2 photons. That is we call gold mode. Okay? Glue make Higgs decay to 2 photons. That would be the like a gold mode at the LHC. They will try to find Higgs through this mode. Okay. Anyway, but Higgs mass is heavier like this, then WW is best. We'll see that. Depend the Higgs masses, that is that. But this one, this is assuming standard model. If new physics, this all changes. Okay? These all standard model particles. Here we haven't assumed any new physics. If something else new physics here, this will all change. Okay? Production is different. This one is not much changes because this from the protons. Okay? Inside protons making this. So it's even though there's some new physics, this will not change much. Production rate is similar, but decay will change it, all different. Okay? So if we assume some new physics, Higgs decay to not with this kind of, but to the something new physics, new particles. Okay? And then if a new particle you cannot see it, then Higgs disappear. Then I say invisible. Okay? Now, also, they did invisible Higgs search. What I mean, I said 114 GeV, something like that, 114 GeV, is assuming Higgs is, there's no invisible decays. Standard model decay, such a way Higgs is all some particle which we know that invisible decay. Then Higgs mass must be around, now from direct searching, bigger than 114 GeV. But Higgs decay to invisible way, then this going down like this way. How invisibility is something like 10% you cannot see it, then going down something 90 GeV. And going down like this way. So if more and more invisible decay, the Higgs mass comes down and down. Because previous search was assuming standard model. Now, I want to introduce new physics. Standard model, I hope everybody knows standard model. Standard model is, as we know, all the some force carriers like gauge bosons, or W, Z, and photons, and gluons. Okay? I mean, there's also gravitons, which is about gravity, which is not quantized yet. We don't include standard model. Standard model is all quantum physics. Now, there's force carrier, also some particles. There's quarks and leptons, which you know that. And then, original minimal standard model, neutron was massless. Neutron was massless, but now we know that neutron has mass. So, original, the minimal standard model now has somewhat modified to include the mass of neutrons. Okay? That is this atom, which I will talk about some of neutrons. Okay? I will somehow extend standard model of some neutron has masses and then some problems. Okay? So that's next one. So now the other direction is I want to extend the standard model minimally, which means minimally means I don't introduce any gauge interactions or some other many particles. I mean, if we introduce supersymmetry, which is actually changing a lot, the standard model has all the some corresponding other particles. So it's, the structure is totally changing. Okay? I don't want that. I want to change it minimally. So this all standard model, because standard model is so correct. I mean, that fit everything, almost everything up to now. Only few something strange data. So I was showing standard model is perfectly correct. And then there is minimally some scalar particles S. Okay? Now, this is Lagrangian with standard model plus scalar Lagrangian. Okay? Now, which one is? This is kinetic energies and the mass of them. Now, mass is usually cannot be this way, but this is real scalar I introduce. Okay? This is not kind of something like spinotype or something like that. This is real scalar. So this we can put like this. And then self-couplings, or quad coupling, and then Higgs with Higgs. And lambda, that is, we introduce couplings. Okay? Now the scalar to the Higgs, that coupling is as lambda hat. Okay? Now, I will introduce some kind of symmetry, we call G2 symmetry, which is like all the standard model is G2 even, but this is G2 odd. So which means, I mean, there is some way, I mean, you can separate. Okay? This could be documented. Okay, now, S could be stable, and now S could be documented candidate. Now, which can be, I mean, probed from W map, because W map is all the probe, not only known particles, but invisible particles, like dark matter and dark matter. Okay.
Excuse me. I noticed in your drawing, in the right of the slide, the last term, it means you introduce these terms to some renormalization, to aim some material for some invisible.
I want to introduce this one. Higgs decay to this S, okay, and then S is like dark matter, which is invisible. So previously introduced the standard Higgs, now will decay to the SS bar such a way, and then because S is dark matter, you're going to lose it. So this is invisible Higgs.
It's just like some memorizing items. But I don't know. I really don't understand why it's S powered by 2. And that H is it means some field for Higgs.
Yeah. This is not at the means before the spontaneous matter breaking. So which I put the H. Like this is field.
Okay. Then there is some relationship with the ice or not? I mean the H is the relationship with the ice or not? It's a function of ice or not?
Ice, what is ice?
Ice square. Ice powered by 2. Ice.
What is ice?
Okay.
Scalar. Scalar.
S.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
And I mean the H is a function of ice or not?
Oh, this is not.
It's another something other.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's mean the last term is some function of ice powered by 2. Yeah. Okay. Just mean I guess H plus S. Conjugate. H conjugate multiplied by H. It's just the same some M's powered by 2. If I how to say， 如果把第二项和第四项加起来，是不是说 H N 勾了乘以 H 应该有 MS 的值？是这个意思吗？
第二项是质量项，
我明白。所以说，如果你要是
最后那项
就是
销售。
是，但是如果是这样写出来是 S 方的 S 方的 S 是吧？我刚刚问那个 H 是不是 S 的函数对吧？这样的话意味着你 H 大，你作为一个参数，你就得把你基本放到那个乘以兰达以后放到 MS 的平方里面去。
那个不行，因为那个是销售。
如果这种认为的话，就是说可以比一个质量项。
因为那是相纵项，两个 X 变成两个标两个 S。
那它的两项相对于是出来的类似于 S 方向，就是说有 S 方向的时候 H 把H
相纵项是那个 H 是 Higgs 是吧？其实 S 是新的 H 新的粒子 H 是H 是 X。So the last term the last term the H square is Higgs couples to the scalar.
Okay, then it means S refer to dark matter. S will go to dark matter.
Yeah.
And then Higgs is what?
This is real scalar. Okay? Higgs is not the real scalar. Okay, that's complex.
This is means lambda. It's referred to the Higgs, the interaction between the Higgs and the dark matter.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I hope you understand the Chinese words which they discussed. So I hope everybody understood how they talk. Anyway, I can speak a small Chinese. 你好吗? I learned the slide. Actually, I can read a lot of Chinese characters because I learned reading Chinese character, not the simplified version, original, the complicated. Okay. Anyway, this now this WWF data says about this. Okay, this is from the some dark matter possibility, whole dark matter. something like that. Then assuming this is called dark matter, then from this one coming here and this one here, then we can calculate this lambda hat. So lambda hat is depending on ms and then Higgs mass. If assuming s equal 1 GeV, because there is coupling is this and this. Now we have to know assuming lambda Higgs and then assuming this one, then we can find this one from the physics here. Okay, so that is present from the WM data gives a kind of some constraint. This lambda hat must be bigger than this one, bigger than 3.5 this one. Okay. Now lambda hat is dimensionless. Okay, this is not dimension full. I will introduce sometimes instead of lambda hat, I sometimes use lambda. Okay, lambda hat and lambda is like this way. Lambda is lambda hat times V0. V0 is usual like vacuum expectation value of vacuum. So like it's about some 200 GeV, something like that. So ms is here. Okay, so from here 185, 155 depending Higgs masses. That was this one. That was this one. Okay. So this part excluded. So this must be something like about 3.5, and then this was if you assume 1 GeV, something like that around here. Okay, this is like this one, the previous one. Okay, this is that. So anyway, we have some kind of constraint on this, depending on Higgs masses and this the scalar masses. But this is Higgs mass could be down if there is such a some dark matter such a type. This S, this coming down like this way. So which means ms could down actually. Higgs mass come down and then ms could down at the same time. Okay? Actually, we can evade also avoid this kind of cosmic constant, assuming we break G to symmetry by introducing this kind of some couplings, interactions, and then put the lambda as a lambda Planck. Then we can break this G to symmetry, and then this S decay, but still enough long, like lifetime of the Earth, the universe, then still okay. Such a way you can evade previous this kind of constraint. Anyway, even that constraint changes. As I said, Higgs mass is not 155 GeV, depending on, as I said, depending on invisibility. If present the constraint 114 GeV, but there's invisibility, the Higgs mass coming down like this way. So which means instead of this one, you must use this one. Okay? Higgs mass can go down like this way. Okay? Then this lambda S, the lambda with the previous one, they're going down like this way. Not from the like this large number, came down a very small number like this. Okay, now there's not only such a cosmic constraint for this real scalar, there is also from this B factory constraint. B factory, they measure the B2K plus missing. If standard model is B2K nunu, okay, assuming only standard model, it will be B2K nunu, from the experiment the B2K missing. Okay, B2K missing is a standard, I will tell this slide later. Branching pressure B2K nunu is something like 5 times 10 to minus 6. But bell measurement B2K missing is something like smaller than 14 times 10 to minus 6. So there is slight differences. So assuming this is standard model plus this one, then we can know this one. Okay? So there is already constraint on B2K SS. Okay? The real scale SS. Because this would be this plus this, if the standard model plus this one. So comparing these two, we can find this constraint. Okay, for the B2K SS, we can from the effective Hamiltonian for this one, B to S and whether Higgs boson SS like this way, and then like couplings like standard model B2Q nu. This one is all the B2Q and nu, all V minus A, V minus A. I will tell you slightly later about this. Okay. Standard model like this way, B to S nu, B to S nu, like penguin diagrams or box diagrams. Okay. So if standard model, then this is like this way. But this nucleus, this will change too. Okay. Experimentally, how they do it is, experiment is E plus E minus, which is asymmetric, not the same energy, but different energy. B, E, E plus like this way. So like this way. So boost going like some directions like this way. Now, one part they use recoils, and one part they take it. Okay? So in there, something in between. Someone ask questions? Okay. Anyway, I'm not experimentalist, so I do not know very well. But they do. They can do the one side tagging, one side with such a decays, so they can do the B to K nu, B to something K there, and then all the missings. The recoil part will give some momentums. I mean, should be, even though the boost, they cannot have this kind of momentum concept, but this way, the perpendicular momentum they know. From there, they know missing. Okay, that's what they do experimentally. So experimentally, they do such a way. I don't know this very well, but anyway, they did with the last of these produced this old one. So now another thing, B to K nu, or this nu would be something B to K nothing. Nothing could be something dark matter, and dark matter can be detected directly from the like gamma or CDMS, something, Hodgent, or many other experiments. They do this kind of with the dark matter mass dependence. But dark matter mass is something very light, something like which I will assume something only few GeV, they cannot detect. Okay? This kind of experiment cannot do very light dark matter. Okay? This way only can up to down to 7 GeV. Because this is direct kind of active decay, the experiment. Like they put some kind of detector which is active, some target at the same time detector. So like a nucleus. So if there is inside the Earth there is dark matter, and then dark matter and this will collide. And then they see something like kind of some recoil in the nucleus. Such a way they measure this kind of some signals. But if dark matter mass is so small, so light, such a recoil is so small, so they cannot measure it. So if dark matter mass is below 10 GeV or something below 7 GeV, up to now, bring down the sensitivity, something like 7 GeV below that, they cannot see that. Okay? So there's no way to see which I'm going to assume here, the scalar which is dark matter mass is below 5 GeV. There's no way to directly detect that. Okay? So this evades any experiment. So there's always possibility of such a light, dark matter style some things, which are assuming this is now real scalar, which is dark matter. Okay? So then there's no way to this one, only ways like B to K missings. Okay? Now, B to K missing, experimental, the standard model, some predictions. B to K nu, B to pi nu, K star nu, rho nu, within standard model like this way. Now, experimental bound at the Ben and Baba is something like all 10 to minus 6, okay? Unit of 10 to minus 6, which means this one is like 5.1 plus minus this one 10 to minus 6, and the experimental bound is like this way. Experiment is not to nu bar. Experiment is B to K missing. There is no way to invisible things as assuming nu bar. Okay? Experiment is B to K missing. standard must be 2K lunar. So if there's something which I assumed like something S, the B2KSS now goes that way, then we bring this gap between these two. Okay? So I already have some kind of bound on this, the real scalars. Okay? Now this is quite old work, something 1990 or something 12 years ago, which I did. B to M lunar. M means pi k rho k star, something. Now we can standard model. Okay? Now we can standard model. This is quite easy. Which I already said, this is only penguin diagram type. Okay? So the penguin diagram, which is only through the W or Z. W's. Okay? So which means, in this case, the G case. Okay? B2Q and the penguin radiated Z quark, Z boson, G boson goes to lunar bar. All we know that is V minus A. So V minus A. So V minus A, such a way we will call this is O10. O10 as we have this is C10, Wilson coefficient is C10. C10 is well known because this is kind of same as box diagram. Box diagram that is enamine functions. Okay? This is x of t, this enamine function. Okay? This is now most well known thing because this is xt means nt of mw. Okay? Nt is most well known thing. So very small uncertainty, C10s. All others are known things. So we can predict this very well in quark level. The problem is we have to do the B meson to the M meson. So I have to put the effect Hamiltonian into the B meson to M mesons. Okay? So we have to do it B meson to P pseudoscalar or B meson to vector this way. Inside of this V minus A. Because leptonic is there's nothing. So this one, we have to introduce form factors. We have to introduce form factor F plus, F minus, and here 5 form factors. There's some kind of condition, we have 4 form factors. So form factors are very uncertain things. Because, which is like B meson has K meson, and then in the quark level we know very well. But because of this bound effect, not only quark and with some kind of other light quarks making such a bound state, B meson. And here another light quark with a bound state, K meson. So within this one, this is very low scale. Is inside this high scale, this low scale, which is like 1 GeV scale, is non-perturbative QCD. So knowing this kind of form factor is very difficult. So actually, your professor, Gori Wang, is doing such a calculation on these form factor calculations. Okay. Anyway, what I want is, says there is such uncertainty of form factors. You can cancel these form factor uncertainties by doing this way. Now, this will be to P nunu, this will be to P inu. This semi-rectangular. We know semi-rectangular indicates V minus A. So form factor must be same. All others are different, but form factor exactly same. So if you divide B to P nunu by B to P inu, then this part disappears. Okay? So all others are these kinetic factors, this system which I already said, and then all couplings. So this is really all go away, only these secant factors. You can determine secant factors here. Or if B2, V nunu, V inu, if by divide this one, this part, exactly same. Because exactly same V minus A current structure. So this is all go away. You can cancel, you can take away by dividing these two, the form factor uncertainties. Okay? Then, making these ratios, as an example, we're going to have this kind of thing, Vt of UV, that is sine gamma or sine beta. So this is, because sine beta is well known, which is determine sine gamma. This is one way by this. Or you can do if you know sine gamma very well, then you know the new physics. Anyway, this is doing such a doing some this kind of by making the ratio of this, all this form factors cancel away. Okay. Now I go to my main subject, Invisible Higgs LHC. I'm now assuming this MS smaller than 2 GeV. Why? I want this S coming from B meson. B meson indicate SS, okay? Which means B meson around 5.2 GeV. So this must be below some 2 GeV, something like that. Then now B can go to S. That's what I want, okay? This is something like, arbitrary, okay? Why S must be small in such a way? No one knows. But I want to assume this way. Which way now this can be constrained from the B meson decay. So we know from the B to K missing, we know how much coming to the B to K, this SS bar, we know this lambda hat, the coupling, which I can predict. Where is Higgs? That's what I want to do. Okay? So, I want to calculate this B to SS. This S means S quark and SS, which is same way, because now scalars, this way, SS like this, B to S, this way. So, only way I have to calculate this CS. Okay? Now, the other is as previously, I put the B to SK means the also form factor there. Form factor and CS, that is uncertain things. Okay? Now, this Higgs is like this way. Now, this is, now will come out as a vacuum expectation value, V0. So, this is all the possible diagrams with S, radiate Higgs, now SS, like this way. Not only this one, there's also this one, in order to gauge invariance. So actually, before we calculate, this has been calculated, someone else. But he did calculate without this one, only this one. How they do it? By approximating. Now like the B2S Higgs as some kind of real Higgs. Now Higgs decay SS like this one. First real and make the virtuality like this one. Then you cannot calculate this one, which means actually gauging not invariant. So we include this all part to calculate CS, which one is part of calculate CS. CS comes like this way. From at the MW level, now bring down the QCD because this all is interaction is doing at the MV scale. I bring down, then this coming out, then this way. And then we have to include the B meson to K to the the current structure, and then we have to introduce form factors. So this form factor is actually quite uncertain, which we don't know very well. Okay? So we use the other, someone else already calculated this kind of form factors, B to K kind of, this is the S plus P, such the currents. They introduce form factors here that has been already calculated. Maybe only one we can do, calculate your way of like this way, the better way, which will be a better way, I don't know. Anyway, then this will change because there's uncertainty here. So my calculation, there is uncertainty of form factors, which is, I don't know very well. So we have to introduce. But we did not introduce some form factor uncertainty. We just assumed about 10-20% uncertainty. Okay, so this is partly some kind of some not very well. Okay, we introduce kind of some uncertainty from such a form factors, which is we don't know very well. Anyway, now we go into that branching fraction of that is previous. This part will bring the form factors. All others are these kinematics. And the C is the Wilson coefficients and the couplings. Okay? Then, depending on this Higgs and MS and lambda, we can predict these branching fractions. Okay? So, we assume, as an example, one of the examples, we assume MH is 130 GeV and MS 1 GeV, and then this is exclusive couplings, and then with some other values. Okay, this is kind of all the known values, okay? The secant factors and the time masses and the masses, and then we can predict this one is like this one, depending on lambda and mx, okay? So if mx is 130 GeV and the lambda is lambda hat times v0, okay? So this is a different thing. So then this about the previous calculation, we have this form factor, some kind of uncertainty. We put about 20% uncertainties. So this is like this way. So then, now, branching fraction of this one, as I said, this one is this experiment B2K missing minus this one. This one is known things. And this is now measured things, which is 8 times 10 to the minus 6. Okay? So we have constraint. This must be smaller than 8 times 10 to the minus 6. Okay? So we can vary a mix, then which will become a lambda, and lambda comes out, which is, once lambda is determined, and then we know this with decay width. Okay? Higgs decay width we can calculate. Now the problem is, this standard model prediction, which I already said long time ago, this depend Higgs masses. If there's nothing new, no new physics, then Higgs decay to BB bar dominant up to the Higgs mass 160 GeV. Above that is double like this. Now, if there is such a 1 GeV or 2 GeV S, and then Higgs mass depend Higgs masses, and which will determine lambda. Lambda determine this width determine this branching fraction. Because branching fraction is total decay width over like this way, some specific decay width divided by total decay width. Okay? Now, total decay width is now from the standard model decay width plus this one is now total decay width. So total decay width changes. Denominator changes. So now this part all changes. Higgs to BB are same, but Higgs to total changes because Higgs total is Higgs to standard model times Higgs to SS. Now you have to divide by this one, not only standard model. So this all changes. So now this way you can see that BB bar this is all going down. You cannot see very well because this is this one. Invisible is this one. Invisible. Okay? If assuming this one, BR goes to KS is equal to, not below that, we put equal to this one, then invisible is dominant. This all going down like this way. Okay? Now this one is going down like this way. This is original one going down like this way. This original one going down like this way. This original one going down this way. So all going down. All you can see is invisible one. So if Higgs mass is below 160 GeV, you have no hope. You can see that. 100% invisible. Higgs mass is over 160 GeV, you can see Higgs, but very small band. Previous almost 90% was WW, now going to only a few percent was WW. So almost invisible. Assuming this B to KS is like this way. Now next page, I'm assuming this bring down. Here was 8 times 10 to the minus 6. Now I'm going to put this one as a 1 times 10 to the minus 6. Very small part. Still invisible is like this way. Okay? So below 160 GeV, no hope to see anything. But here you can see WW is here, now this way. ZGY is here, now this way. So we can see very small. Now, I'm assuming 1 times 10 to the minus 7 is very small, which means like this way. Very simple. Experiment is like this way. This is, okay? Experiment is 14, smaller than 14, the standard model. there is something like 8 or 9 differences. But I assumed, first one is all this is coming from bit SS. But later I assuming very small, only 0.1 times 10 to the minus 6, 1 times 10 to the minus 7. Okay? Only very small going there. This one 1 times 10 to the minus 7. Very small part going there, still you cannot see very well. Almost is invisible like this way. Below 160 dB, almost you cannot see anything. But here, you can see if Higgs mass is heavy enough, you can see some smaller event rate, because WW is now smaller than standard model. Such a way, I'm assuming just to introduce some kind of a real scalar which can decay to Higgs, decay to SS. Then, dominantly go there, which cannot be probed any other place, because this SS is so light. There's no direct search from the dark matter search of Dama or Cogent or Xenon or anything. They're still there, and I assume the very small part coming from there will change almost all the event rate of this standard model way. So this Higgs now becomes invisible. So recently, if we look at the sun Fouriers, and the sun director said, LHC may not see Higgs. That is also important, okay? Because maybe you have to assume everything possible, expect everything. I mean, you may see the Higgs, just like there's such a no Higgs, this kind of new physics, so you can see Higgs. Maybe because this kind of some things, you cannot see them. But he said that it's still important, because there must be Higgs. If you cannot see that, then something must be there. Okay? So, finding Higgs at LHC or unfinding Higgs at LHC, those both are important. Because if you cannot see that, which means there's something new behind it, which we cannot see that. Okay? We try to find it very much. Okay? So that's what I'm saying today. You have to expect anything possibility. Not only just Higgs must be seen. That is also very high probability. I think that is maybe 99%. But there is also this kind of new physics possibility too. If there's a new physics, you cannot see that. Okay? That is what I'm saying. A conclusion. I assumed just real scalar, okay, nothing but a real scalar, minimal extension, which is very light, like 2 GeV, which cannot be excluded any other experiment. No direct search, just like Dama or any other experiment cannot see that, because there's a sensitivity below 7 GeVs, nothing, you cannot see it. Okay, so there is possibility of such some things. Okay, and then you assumed bit SSS bar like this way, and then we calculate standard model and this one, and then we calculate this way, depending on lambda and Higgs. Through this, from the experiment, comparing experiment, we know this lambda here, so we know that how much coming from Higgs decay to here. Okay, so such a way. We can know from the experiment, this will assume 8. We also calculate 1 times 10 to the minus 6, 1 times 10 to the minus 7 too. Even 1 times 10 to the minus 7, almost invisible below Higgs mass below 160 dB. Because Higgs must be light. We know that from this kind of indirect search, Higgs must be light. Something 85 plus minus 30 dB. It cannot go over 160 dB because 160, 170 between that is excluded from the temperature. So only now possibility over 170 dB. So which is something like from the 85 to 170 means something like 90. So something 3 sigma different. So this is very unlikely. heavy Higgs is. Higgs must be lighter than 150 GeV, 160 GeV. Okay? So then, Higgs must be below 160 GeV something. Okay? So over here, not here. Which means almost all is invisible. Okay? So there's possibility. We have to expect all the possibilities. Okay? So maybe in 2 years, LHC going to produce Higgs. Producing Higgs is nothing easy, just like blue Higgs is. They produce lots of. Detecting is different. Okay? If they're only standard model, you're going to detect through the Higgs to BB bar or Higgs to gamma gamma. But if there's new Higgs like this way, then invisible. You cannot watch it. You cannot see it. But yeah, then you must be, oh, there's possibility this way. But you know, I don't expect this possibility because if this happens, this real disaster. Okay, we invest a lot of money to LHC. Huh? In order to Higgs, and then say we cannot see Higgs. This is really bad.
If this is true, then it means I want another question. Then how to find Higgs? If this is true, then how to find Higgs directly?
I don't know. I do not want this is true. Okay, this must be false. Okay, this must be not correct. That's my hope. Okay. But I wrote paper because this, you have to, as a physicist, you have to expect everything. This is also possibility, so you have to write papers. Okay?
Because from the standard model point of view, we wish to find Higgs.
Yeah.
So then it's true if there's some energy in relation to some dark matter, then it means it's just like this one.
Yeah.
It means maybe it's not possible to find Higgs.
Yeah. Because even if they know Higgs first, there must be. If they know Higgs mass, then they can find even though this one. Okay? But now we don't know where is Higgs first. So I think there's no way to.
If it's possible to use some other energy rate, I mean, you said the dark matter's mass. The mass of the dark matter is lower than 2 GeV.
Yeah.
It's possible to aim this value from the other decade, other kind of decade, or some beam. You use the beam particle. Maybe some other particle is possible for this method.
Then I will write a paper. That is kind of new work project. Okay. I mean, if you can probe this S, not only B to K missing, but something else, something like I don't know, something else, then I'm going to write a paper.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm going to write a paper if I find it, because we have to explore all the possibilities. Assuming Higgs is something invisible, then somewhere we have to probe that. Because of this, then we have to find out this kind of particles. Okay? Not only this way, but also other way. So, okay, this is actually the problem. Okay? We have to really do the confirming. Okay, not only this. Okay? We have to do it many ways. So one of the things, B to K missing, that is also missing. Because we know standard model very predictable. Now it's only upper limit, but very soon at the super B, they will produce actual B to K moon actually. Then from the standard model, the difference, if there are differences, then we know that. If any differences, there's something missing, then this kind of possibility. There may be some other possibility too, but this possibility. And then there's such a way.
Thank you very much.
Okay, some other questions?
Well, also, comment section. Well, there was a lot of possibilities. What's the possibility can be documented. Some particulars, things like that. Higgs for these particles it can be dark matter. You can search it using your speaking for this kind of thing.
You mean, I don't know. You have to first, we assume Higgs particle is not dark matter. It's because it decays. But you won't say Higgs is not decay. Higgs is some stable. Then it is not the kind of Higgs. We know Higgs is present standard Higgs coupled through the mass. Okay? So Higgs through the mass coupling. So means Higgs coupled to the BB bar. Okay? So Higgs must decay to BB bar. There's no other way. So our understanding is Higgs is not possible over this dark matter. I don't know how they are assuming this Higgs is dark matter. In order to assume Higgs as dark matter, we have to assume Higgs coupling to others are so low, so small, or some kind of some symmetry, or some which prevent Higgs decays. Okay, so such a way Higgs becomes dark matter. But presently, there is no such some kind of symmetry which prohibits Higgs decay or some things. So our present knowledge is Higgs decays. So in order to assume Higgs as a dark matter, we have to introduce something drastic in new physics. So like some kind of new, some symmetry, or some kind of new things. So which way Higgs coupling to some old fermions is different from present. Otherwise, mine is better because mine is all the same. I introduce Higgs to some other particle decays, which is very large. So total decay is increased. So branching pressure is small, so becomes invisible, rather than making Higgs as a dark matter.
Why you said the S sphere you introduced only decayed from Higgs?
I mean, I introduced first Lagrangian, which one was I showed that. That is Higgs S coupled only to Higgs. No other coupling I introduced.
Because you only introduced the coupling between the S together and to the Higgs, not to other particles.
No others. Yeah. So I introduced S is some kind of very strange particle that is scalar. Okay. Usually, some strange particle which is no other quantum numbers, no charge, and as a neutral, so there's no interaction in such a way, no colors, so no strong coupling steadily. No, I don't introduce no weak charges, no such interactions. So this S is very simple S, a real scalar, which has no other coupling, but also only at the mass, nothing but. So that has no interaction with others. So that's the reason you cannot see other way.
According to the coupling term you introduced, maybe I don't know. I think the diagram maybe two Higgs go to two scalar.
No.
Not two, only one Higgs.
Which I draw the HHs before this the spontaneous breaking. Okay, you put spontaneous breaking, then you comes from the only neutral part. That one coupled to this way. So this is Higgs to SS comes to the real. Others are all just disappear.
And I have another question. You have the lambda, the coupling constant. You introduced the lambda. Have you have any estimated this? The number of this lambda.
Yeah. I estimate the lambda from the cosmological bound. Okay, if this S becomes dark matter because this no coupling with others, this could be, if there is, this could be part of dark matter. Okay? So I assumed this is whole dark matter. About 20% of this universe is dark matter. So S is dark matter. Then I know lambda. Okay? From the first page I did, very first. This was it. Okay? This was it. Depending on the 6 masses, this is before one, better one is this one. Okay? Depending on Higgs masses, okay, then the lambda, this is lambda, how do you say, is assuming dark matter, then this part is excluded. Okay, if Higgs mass is 55 GeV, below this excluded, depending on MS. If Higgs mass is 115 GeV, below this excluded, depending on MS. Okay.
So if you use this number, I see the branching ratio. The expression of the branching ratio, it has a lambda. If you put the number to that expression, the branching ratio will very small.
Oh, no. This is now this part is excluded. Above this part, all possible. Okay. So lambda bigger than like this is about 55 GeV. Yeah. You may be correct. Yeah. But as I said also, you can evade. You can evade by breaking Gibbs symmetry. Now this S decays. Now S decay to photons, gluons. Okay, put the lambda as a Planck scale. So it's very long lives. Okay, so then there's no such. This disappears. Okay, this is kind of assuming whole. This is whole 100% dark matter stays. Okay, if only part of dark matter, then this also getting smaller. Okay, very good question. Because you look at that, then previous lambda from the B method was quite large, quite small.
Other question? I have another question. If there is possible between B to D nun,
B to D nuno.
You choose the B to K nun.
I do the B to K nuno.
Is that possible? B to D?
B to D nuno. That is, in this case, nuno must be different. Usually, B to something nuno is B to K nuno or B to rho pi nuno. There's no B to D nuno. Because B to D, we have to introduce W's. W cannot go to nuno bar. So only you have to twist radiate two W's and then like these lines. Okay, that is kind of box diagram, but that is already included. So there's no I cannot make a B to D nuno. Okay. We need a form factor. If you can calculate this, like S plus P. B to K, the S plus P current of B to K, K star form factors. Then it's useful too, because we assume there are 20% uncertainty of the calculation. But future, if this is correct, then it's important. Okay.
No question. Okay. Wait, thanks. Professor came again.
Okay.
This afternoon, 15 o'clock, another talk about neutrinos.
Yeah, neutrinos.